In the heart of this tragic story, there are four peoples. Anna Parker, a housewife. In her early 30s, Anna is a caring mother and wife who feels trapped in a bored routine. She is known for her kindness but has a hidden restlessness. Tom Parker, an accountant and also Anna's husband in his mid-30s. Tom is hardworking but distant. His demanding job keeps him away from home, contributing to the strain in their marriage. Jake Harrison, a college student, 22-year-old neighbor's son. Charismatic and charming, Jake has recently returned to his hometown for the summer. He quickly becomes a confidant for Anna, unaware of the dangerous path he and Anna will tread. Claire Morgan, a seasoned detective in her early 40s. Claire is sharp, methodical, and known for her attention to detail. She takes on the investigation of the tragic events that unfold. In the peaceful suburb of Meadowbrook, Anna Parker lived a life that felt repetitive. Her days revolved around household chores and occasional trips to the grocery store. Her husband, Tom Parker, worked long hours as an accountant, leaving Anna alone much of the time. When Jake Harrison, a 22-year-old college student, moved in next door for the summer, things began to change. Jake was full of energy and charm, a stark contrast to Anna's routine life. Their first meeting was friendly, a brief exchange across the hedge separating their homes. Jake's stories about college and travel were exciting to Anna, who began to look forward to their conversations. They started talking more often, sharing personal details. Jake talked about his dreams, and Anna shared her feelings of loneliness in her marriage. What began as friendly chats soon grew into a deeper connection. As summer went on, their interactions became more personal. They started having coffee together and taking walks. Each time they met, Anna felt a bit of the emptiness in her life lift. Jake seemed to truly care about her, listening to her troubles and making her feel valued. One rainy afternoon, Tom was away, and Anna invited Jake over to help with a small home repair. As they worked, they ended up sitting close on the couch, talking and laughing. The comfort and closeness they felt led to a passionate kiss. This moment marked the beginning of an affair that quickly became intense. Anna and Jake met secretly, but the thrill of their affair came with guilt and stress. Anna loved Jake but knew her actions were wrong. Keeping their relationship hidden from Tom and everyone else added to her anxiety. The excitement of their secret meetings was overshadowed by the constant fear of being caught. As summer ended, their affair grew more urgent. They met more often and with greater intensity, knowing their time together was running out. Anna was consumed by guilt and fear, worried that Tom might find out. Each day, the pressure of maintaining their secret took a toll on her. One evening, while Tom was out, Jake arrived at Anna's house. Their conversation was tense and the atmosphere between them was charged. Suddenly, the sound of a car pulling into the driveway startled them. Tom had come home early. Panicked, Anna and Jake quickly tried to hide their affair. Jake left through the back door, and Anna had to face Tom with a false sense of normalcy. Tom noticed something was off and asked questions about Anna's appearance and the state of the house. Anna tried to cover up the situation with excuses, but the fear of being exposed was overwhelming. She felt that the fragile balance she had maintained was about to collapse. As the evening quieted down, Anna was left alone, reflecting on her choices. The thrill of the affair was fading, replaced by the reality of her situation. The deceit and secrecy were heavy burdens, and she feared the consequences of her actions. The weight of her decisions was beginning to press down on her, and she knew she would have to face the fallout soon. The days following the incident were filled with a tense silence in Anna's household. The once comforting presence of Jake now seemed like a distant, painful reminder of the choices she had made. The guilt was a constant companion, gnawing at her with every moment. Her interactions with Tom became strained. His suspicion grew, although he remained outwardly calm. Anna's attempts to keep her composure were increasingly difficult as she juggled the facade of normalcy with the burden of her secret. Jake, too, felt the strain. He knew their time together was limited and that the risks were growing. His visits became hurried, and their moments together were overshadowed by a sense of urgency. Anna and Jake's meetings were filled with a mixture of passion and desperation, each encounter marred by the fear of discovery. They both understood that the situation could not continue indefinitely, but neither wanted to confront the reality of their predicament. The tension reached a boiling point one night when Anna discovered Tom had hired a private investigator. Tom's quiet demeanor hid a growing suspicion, and his actions revealed a deeper mistrust. Anna's anxiety peaked as she realized the gravity of her situation. The walls seemed to close in around her, and every sound or movement in the house felt like a potential threat to their secret. One particularly stressful evening, Jake arrived at Anna's house, visibly distressed. He had been followed by someone who had taken note of his frequent visits. The fear of being discovered weighed heavily on both of them. They decided it was time to end the affair, but the damage was already done. The secrecy had created an environment ripe for disaster. That night, as they tried to find closure, Anna received a phone call from an unknown number. It was a warning. Someone had evidence of their affair and was threatening to expose them unless Anna paid a substantial sum. Panic surged through Anna as she realized that their secret was no longer safe. Jake was equally alarmed, and they both understood the danger they were in. The next day, Anna's fears came true. She found a note slipped under her door, detailing the evidence and a demand for money. The situation escalated quickly, and Anna felt cornered. She tried to contact Jake, but he was unreachable. The anxiety and fear began to take a toll on her health and her ability to think clearly. As the pressure mounted, Tom's private investigator discovered the affair. The evidence was undeniable, and Tom confronted Anna with the details. The confrontation was explosive, with accusations flying and emotions running high. Tom's hurt and anger were palpable, and Anna was left grappling with the consequences of her actions. Detective Claire Morgan was called in to investigate the threats and the blackmail. Claire, known for her sharp instincts and attention to detail, began to piece together the puzzle. She interviewed Anna and Tom, trying to understand the full scope of the situation. The investigation revealed a complex web of lies and deceit, and Claire was determined to uncover the truth. Anna's life unraveled as the investigation progressed. The blackmailer's demands became more aggressive, and the threats escalated. Anna's desperation grew, and she made a fateful decision to meet the blackmailer to negotiate a resolution. The meeting was set for a secluded location, and Anna hoped to settle the matter once and for all. The meeting took a tragic turn. The blackmailer, a shadowy figure, was revealed to be someone Jake had wronged in the past. The confrontation was tense and dangerous. As the situation spiraled out of control, a struggle ensued, and in the chaos, a shot rang out. Jake was fatally wounded, and the blackmailer escaped into the night. The news of Jake's death shocked the community and left Anna devastated. The affair that had once been a source of excitement had turned into a tragic, irreversible mistake. The investigation into Jake's death and the blackmail continued, but the damage had been done. Anna was left to confront the consequences of her choices, haunted by the memories of a love that had ended in tragedy. Detective Claire Morgan's investigation delved into the details of the blackmail and the circumstances surrounding Jake's death. As she meticulously pieced together the evidence, she uncovered a complex scheme that involved more than just a simple case of betrayal and deceit. It turned out that Jake had been involved in a series of shady financial dealings while away at college. He had borrowed money from a local loan shark to fund a high-stakes gambling habit. When Jake struggled to pay back the money, he found himself in deeper trouble. Desperate for cash, Jake had resorted to blackmailing Anna, hoping to use the threat of exposing their affair to extort money from her. This was part of a larger scheme orchestrated by the loan shark, who had been monitoring Jake's financial troubles. The loan shark had learned about the affair through his network of informants and saw an opportunity to further manipulate Jake. He used Jake's involvement with Anna as leverage to control both Jake and Anna. The threats and demands for money were not just about getting money from Anna, but were also a tactic to keep Jake under pressure. The scheme was designed to force Jake into a corner, making him increasingly desperate and unpredictable. The pivotal moment came when Jake, in a bid to end the extortion, attempted to meet the blackmailer to negotiate a settlement. He was lured to a secluded spot where the loan shark and his enforcers were waiting. In the ensuing confrontation, the situation escalated into violence. Jake was shot by one of the enforcers who had been instructed to eliminate him as a loose end to the scheme. The blackmailer, realizing that Jake's death could attract unwanted attention, fled the scene to avoid being caught. Detective Morgan's investigation revealed that the blackmail was a carefully orchestrated part of a larger criminal operation involving loan sharks and illegal gambling. The scheme had used Jake's financial desperation as a means to control both him and Anna. Claire's thorough investigation not only solved the case of Jake's death, but also exposed the criminal network behind the blackmail. In the end, the revelation of the scheme brought to light the extent of the manipulation and deceit that had led to the tragic outcome. The involvement of organized crime and the exploitation of Jake's vulnerabilities painted a stark picture of how greed and desperation can lead to devastating consequences.